The Super Falcons of Nigeria 3-0 winners against Tunisia, their opening game of the WAFCON 2024. We had goals by Asisat Oshoala, Rizal Babajide, and Chinwendu Ihezuo. Thank you very much to everyone that was with me for the live watch along, and thank you to everyone that is just joining us. A good performance, not a great performance, but there's a lot of positives to take out of it. We got all 3 points, we scored 3 goals, we kept a clean sheet, we weren't under too much pressure. Towards the end of the game, yes, Tunisia had one or two opportunities, we nearly conceded the pen, but a lot of positives to take out of it. The girls are off to a flying start, exactly how you want to start a tournament, with a win, scoring a number of goals, and not conceding any. I think there were good signs. The coach made a host of changes at the half, tried to give some other players the opportunity to play and make appearances in the tournament. I'm very interested in seeing how the rest of the tournament goes, but I'm happy with today's game. As always, the way I like to do my post-match streams, I like to talk about all the players individually, talk about the coaching, and then I'll give you guys an opportunity to come and share your thoughts on the game as well, because I know you guys watched and enjoyed. I see a lot of comments, guys. Please, if you haven't liked the video, do not forget to hit the like button. It is something very small you can do that helps us a lot. So please, 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 if you haven't liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please, please, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you have the means and you would like to support the work that we do, please leave a super chat. If you want me to take your comment on the screen, please, please, please leave the comment with a super chat. If you have a question that you want to ask, please ask your question with a super chat, and we appreciate everyone that supports the work. So yes, thank you very much. Welcome to the EaglesTracker post-match show. It's been Nigeria 3, Tunisia 0. Nigeria 3, Tunisia 0. Our first game of the WAFCON, and we win that one fairly comfortably. Let us get into the match ratings. Let us get into the match ratings. In goal, we had Chiamaka Enadozie. What can I say, man? Enadozie was a passenger for a large part of this match. She didn't really have too much to do, but the few times that she was called upon, she made saves. I can't say she played great because she didn't have too much to do, but I definitely can't say she played badly because she didn't make any errors. So I will give Chiamaka Enadozie a 6.5 out of 10. Based on the fact that she didn't really have much to do, but she made the one or two saves that she had to. The one that hit the crossbar, not too much that you could fault her for there. So yes, I would give Chiamaka a 6.5 out of 10. Over to the defenders. We had Ashley Plumter playing from left back. Ashley Plumter, I thought she was fantastic in the game. I thought she created a few opportunities. She defended well. She was very composed. She moved the ball forward to either Babajide or Uchebe when she came on for the second half very well. She was probably our best player in this match, considering the fact that she played the full 90 and Babajide only played the first half. So I'm going to give Ashley Plumter a rating of 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I thought Ashley Plumter was very solid, very composed, very organized, very good. Very good. I'll give her an 8 out of 10. Centre backs, we had Oluwatosin Dimeyin playing beside Ashley Plumter. Tosin Dimeyin, I was impressed with her performance today. I thought she was quite composed in defense. She was reading the plays very well. She didn't put any foot wrong. She had a shot on target that she nearly scored. I thought she had a good game today. One of her better performances. Dimeyin is a player that always divides my opinion when I'm thinking about her. Sometimes I think she's good, sometimes I think she's not so good. But today I was happy with her contribution. So for Tosin Dimeyin, I'm going to give Tosin Dimeyin a 6 out of 6. No, not 6. I'm going to give Tosin Dimeyin a 6.5. I'm going to give Tosin Dimeyin a 6.5. Or maybe a 6.75. She did well. She wasn't great, but she did well. I'll give her a 6.75. I gave Ashley an 8. I don't want to give her a 7 because I don't think she was the next best player after Ashley. So I'll give her maybe a 6.75. 6.5, 6.75. Maybe a 6.5 because in real ratings you can't give a 6.75. So I'll give Tosi Dimeri a 6.5. Osinachi Ohale. Osinachi Ohale was good in defense. She made all the tackles she needed to make. She missed an open goal. She missed an open goal. So I'm going to have to cut some points for that. If you miss an open goal, I don't care if you are a goalkeeper. I don't care if you are a center back. If you miss an open goal, I'm going to dock some points for that. She also nearly considered the pen. I guess you would say it doesn't matter. The pen was not given, so that doesn't really matter and should not factor in her rating. But for Osinachi Ohale, I'm going to also give her I'm going to give her a 6. If I give Demary a 6.5, I have to give Osinachi a 6 because she missed that open goal, man. Ah, that open goal miss. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That thing was bad. That thing was bad. I'll give Osinachi a 6.25. I thought that thing was bad. That thing was bad. Okay. And then going over to Michelle Alozie on the right side. I don't think Alozie was too much involved in the game. Going forward, she wasn't really involved as much. She tried to create some moments. Defensively, Alozie has never been the best defender, so you know that she gives her best. She gives everything, but there's always going to be moments where they beat her. I'll give Alozie a 6 as well. I don't think she was better than Austin Ohale. I don't think she was particularly worse. So I'll give Alozie a 6. I'll give Alozie a 6. Good performance, but not great. Going into the midfield, we had Deborah Abiodun that played the first half. Deborah Abiodun was good on the ball in moments. Her shooting, Abiodun needs to stop shooting. But for me, Abiodun just needs to realize I cannot shoot. Allow those that can. It's not even as if I cannot shoot. I cannot try and shoot. So she just allow everybody. If she's in the box, like the chance that she had in the box. Yes, when you're in the box, you have to take the shot. But when you're in and around the penalty area, don't even try to shoot. Lay it off for somebody else. And then she made two very dangerous tackles. Two very dangerous tackles. The first one got her the yellow card. The second one in the first half could easily have got her sent off. If it was on a different day, a different referee, different circumstances, she could have been sent off. So for that, I'm going to give Deborah Abiodun a 5.5. It doesn't mean that she was terrible, but she made crucial mistakes that could have cost her on a different day. And I think it was a little bit of maybe her lack of experience, just that youthful exuberance, getting too excited. She needs to learn how to time her tackles better. We saw similar at the World Cup. She got sent off in the first game against Canada. And it's been 2 years from that, and she's still making those dangerous tackles. Yes, you're a DM. Your job is to win the ball back. So you can make a dangerous tackle and you can concede a free kick. But then when you're on a yellow card, you have to learn and realize, okay, now I'm more careful. Now I'm timing my tackles better. Now, unless I'm certain, I don't just put my leg in. And she did not learn that. The coach was right to sub her off. So I'm going to have to give her a, what did I say, 5.5? Deborah Abiodun, or maybe I don't want to say 5. She only played 45 minutes. I'll give her a 5.5. I'll give her a 5.5. Halima Ayinde playing beside her. I thought Ayinde was good. Ayinde moved the ball forward quite well, won the ball back quite well, did the job that she was expected to do. Her shooting wasn't great, but again, Ayinde is not a player that we look towards for goal scoring. She's not a player that we look towards for goal scoring. So I'm going to give Ayinde a 7. I thought she played a good game today. I thought she did not really do much wrong. I thought she was solid when she had to be. She controlled the midfield quite well. I'll give Ayinde a 7. I like Halimatu Ayinde. She's a key cog in the midfield of the Super Falcons, and hopefully she continues like this for the rest of the match. We also had Rashida Ajibade playing in the number 10 position. Ajibade today was not the Ajibade that we love and we like to watch. Ajibade in that position, we're not going to necessarily get the best version of Ajibade. The coach obviously has his reasons for playing her there. Maybe wants her to be his chief creator, wants her to be his midfield controller, playing in front of the two more defensively minded midfielders. But I thought we did not get the best out of Ajibade today. She had some moments when she drifted out wide that she created one or two chances. She had the cross that she created the chance for Ashley towards the end of the match. When she was moving into wide positions, we saw that she was more dangerous. I'll give Ajibade a 6. She wasn't bad, but she wasn't great. She created some chances, so I have to give her credit for the chances that she created. But her overall involvement in the game, we usually expect more involvement from Ajibade. We usually expect her to have more of an eye for goal. But I put this down to where the coach played her. If you play Ajibade from the left or from the right, you will see her running at players. You will see her creating opportunities. You will see her getting shots off. But the coach didn't do that. I'll give Ajibade a 6. Now to the attackers. I'll start with Omorisola Babajide. Babajide played only the first 45 minutes, but she managed to assist the goal for Asisa Toshola in the fourth minute, and she managed to get on the score sheet herself in for the fifth minute or the first minute of stoppage time in the first half. While she was on the field, I thought she did very well. I'll give her a 7.5. She created chances other than the goal and assist that she got. She created chances. She was causing problems for her right back. She was dangerous. She was obviously our biggest threat in the attack in today's match. And she could have done much better if she played the rest of the game because the Tunisian defenders were not up for it and Babajide was. I'm not certain why the coach made the sub at halftime. Maybe he just felt comfortable and he wanted to give other players a chance. I don't know exactly why, but I'll give Abajide a 7.5. If she had played the full game, she'll probably have a higher rating. But for the fact that she only played first half, you know, somebody that plays 90 minutes has more chances to mess up than somebody that plays 45 minutes and goes. So that's why I'm giving Babajide a 7.5 match rating. We had Tony Payne on the other side. Wasn't the best game for Tony Payne today. She played with energy. She tried to create opportunities, but she didn't really get the best of her fullback as many times as I would have liked. Tony Payne and Ajibade, I think they could have swapped positions, which they did later in the match. They were interchanging. Tony Payne trying to come towards the middle. Sometimes she was even drifting left. It's very interesting. The coach has to figure out how to fit all these quality attackers on the pitch together. But I did not see the best version of Tony Payne today. And I hope that she improves as the tournament goes on. She's still a good player. She still created maybe one opportunity for us. But I know that there is more that Tony Payne can give us. I'll give her a 6.5 today. I'll give Tony Payne a 6.5. I thought she still showed effort. She still showed a little bit of quality, but she could have done a lot better. So that's it for my match ratings of the starting 11. Now, going on to the bench, we had at halftime Christy Uchebe coming on for Deborah Abiodun. Uchebe came on, didn't really have to win the ball back as much because we were controlling possession for most of the game. She didn't really make any bad tackles. She gave possession away a few times that I was like, you have to be more careful on the ball. If you're playing against more quality opposition and you give the ball away in the midfield, it can cost you. Wasn't a great game, wasn't a bad game. I'll give Christy a 6.5 for her performance in that second half. We also had Esther Okoronkwo at halftime coming on for Asisa Toshuala. Esther showed quality. She showed skill. She showed techers. Oh man, I like watching Esther Okoronkwo play. When Esther Okoronkwo is on her day, she is a very, very exciting player to watch. Oh, did I mention Asisat? Oh, my bad. Asisat Oshoala scored the goal. Sorry. Asisat Oshoala scored the goal. She started the game. She scored the first goal for us. But she wasn't involved too much in the rest of the play in that first half. Her hold-up play was decent at times, was not so good at times. She gave the ball away a few times. I'm giving Oshoala a 6.5. I don't think she was bad, but I don't think she was great. I'll give Oshoala a 6.5. Average performance. Sorry about that. And then I gave Uchebe a 6.5 as well. And then Esther Okoronkwo, let me go back to her. Exciting player to watch. Exciting player. When Oshoala is playing her, rather when Esther is playing her football, when Esther is enjoying herself, Very, very, very exciting player to watch. The only thing to note is that when Esther is not having a good game, she can be frustrating. But for today, she had a fantastic game. She showed her skill, she showed her ability. She could have scored. She brought a renewed energy to the match. I was happy with Esther Okonkwo's performance. I like her. I watch her often. She plays in Canada. I thought she had a good game. I'll give Esther a 7 out of 10, a 7 rating for her performance in that second half. I thought she was quite good. Chinwendu Ihezuo. Ihezuo came on. She scored the goal, which I'm happy for her because people have been knocking her for missing chances. The one chance she got, she scored. Wasn't too involved in the play. Same thing that I said about Oshuala. The striker just wasn't getting that much of the ball to really show much. She scored the goal, so I'll give her some credit. But other than that, there was one that she tried to create a chance from the left side. Not too much involvement. I'll give Chinwendu a 6.5. Not great, not bad. I know she scored, so that helps a little bit. I'll give her a 6.5. I'll give her a 6.5. And then Folashade Ijamilusi in the 82nd minute, can't really talk about her. She didn't really even, I don't even know if she touched the ball. Maybe if she did, maybe once or twice. Nothing to really talk about. And then Jennifer Echegini came on for chicken change time in the 92nd minute, made her WAFCON debut, so congratulations to her. But also, not much to say about Echegini. She didn't really play any significant minutes. So there you have it with my match ratings for the players. I might have forgotten what I gave some people, but I think I gave Chiamaka a 6.5. I gave Ashley an 8. Ohali, I gave Ohali a 5.5 or 6. I'm not sure. Demenye, I gave Demenye a 6.5. I think Alozie, let me not repeat it because I've forgotten what I gave some people. Or I have to start going to my top process again. But hopefully you guys heard all my match ratings. I wasn't writing it down. And then for the coach, Justin Madugu, a 3-0 victory. When a coach wins 3-0, you can't really criticize the coach, can you? No. The only thing that I wasn't happy about, like I said, I wasn't happy about where he played Ajibade because I feel like he could have played Ajibade in a better position to get the best out of her, as well as Tony Payne. He could have gotten better out of those two players. We could have played and been a bit more creative overall in the match. In the second half, we created better chances. Even though we scored one less, we created better chances in the second half. We could have scored more. We still need to be more clinical, but a 3-0 victory, clean sheets. I have to rate the coach well. I have to rate the coach well. I'll give Coach Justin Madugu for this match. I'll give him a 7 rating. You know, I think that there's things that we need to improve on, but I have to credit him. He put together a side that outplayed their opponents, kept possession, moved the ball well enough, and won the game without conceding a goal. I, you know, I have to give him a 7 rating. I see people are rating the coach low, but for me, if he now loses the match, if I rate him a 5 in a game he wins, if he loses, what am I now going to rate him? So I rate him a 7. I didn't think it wasn't a fantastic coaching job. We didn't see any core tactics or core instructions that helped us to get this win. But his side played well, they moved the ball well. They won the game. They scored goals. They created chances. They did not concede. I have to give him a 7 rating. I have to give him a 7 rating. If you guys watch me regularly, I'm not the biggest fan of Justin Madugu, but I have to give him credit for today. He won the game. He won the game and he won it comfortably. As far as what we can do better, I think again our creativity, our final balls, can be a lot better. Getting our striker involved in the game more can be a lot better. Oshuala wasn't too involved in the game. When Chinwe came on, Chinwe also wasn't too involved in the game. I think we can do better at that in terms of just the way we link our wingers with our strikers. Um, I think our midfielders should be more careful in terms of giving away possession. Abiodun gave possession away a few times. Ucheibe gave possession away a few times. Abiodun made some tackles that she shouldn't have. So that's something that we need to be careful about. I think we can be more solid on that right side of defense with Alozie just being a bit more careful. But overall, this particular match, there is not too much that I can criticize or I can knock on. They played a good game against a poor opponent. We have to admit that. But they scored 3 goals. They created like 5 more chances. They won the match. I don't want to criticize a team that won a game comfortably. I think it would be unfair to criticize a team or a coach that won a game comfortably. So kudos to them. Let us see how the next game goes against Botswana in a couple of days. Let's see how the game goes against Botswana in a couple of days. A lot of you guys have a lot to say, so I'll give you a chance to call in and share your thoughts on the match, on who impressed you the most, who did not impress you, and everything in between. Click the link. Make sure you have clothes on because some people like to come here shirtless. Make sure you have clothes on. Make sure you are in a place with good lighting. We can hear you, we can see you, and you can get your chance to share your thoughts. And do I think we can go on and win the tournament and beat Morocco, beat Zambia, beat South Africa? Yes, I think so. It's only one match. I cannot get too high or too low. I don't want to start making projections because of one match. But before the tournament, I said we can win the tournament. Before the tournament started, we have now gone and won a game. Am I going to, after a win, now come and tell you, oh, we can't win? When I thought we could win before we even kicked the ball. So I still think we can win. Again, we played against a poor opponent today. A tougher opponent would bring a different game entirely. Different style from the Falcons, different play from the opponents would mean different kinds of performances from the players. So yes, I definitely think we can win. I think that we're still in a good spot in this tournament. I think that we can beat either Morocco, South Africa, Zambia, whoever we face. I think so. Zambia scores goals. Yes, they have Banda. I know. Yes, they have Kundanaji. I know. But Zambia also conceded a number of goals. And if we can create chances the way we created chances today, then we can beat Zambia. I think so. Morocco also, they are very good tactically, but they have weaknesses in their team that we can exploit. And we should not underrate the quality of our players. We have fantastic players on the Super Falcons. We have a lot of quality in our team. I think that we're still on track. We just won 3-0. I think we can win. I think we can win. I'm not going to criticize Madugu yet. He needs to earn the criticism. The man just coached a 3-0 victory. That could have been more. I'm not going to criticize him. He needs to earn my criticism. I'm impressed with today's game. We won the game. We could have done better in certain things, but we won the game. We won the game. We won the game. The link has been posted. Is it that nobody wants to share their thoughts today? The Zambian team is not the same that I saw at the Olympics, but the Zambian team I saw was still a team that considered opportunities and considered 2 goals ultimately. Zambia is Zambia. Zambia, they have they are top heavy. Adebowale, I don't understand the criticism of Oshoala starting. Oshoala started, she scored. Like, there's nothing to criticize about Oshoala starting. The other option is Ihezuo. Do you think Ihezuo is better than Oshoala? I don't know. Like, I don't see the issue with Oshoala starting. Oshoala is probably not going to play 90 minutes. Yeah. But I don't see the issue with Oshoala starting. I thought she was okay. She wasn't great, but it wasn't really like her fault. We were not linking up with our striker properly. Ihezuo had the same issue when she came on. I don't think it's a matter of face. I don't think it's a matter of face. Oshoala is a player that you have on the field. You have to, when you have Oshoala, man, you play her. When you have Oshoala, you play her. I don't. I know that Nigerians were quick to push people aside, but when you have Oshuala, you play her. It's not just, oh, I want new faces. You don't just care because of, oh, you just want a new face. You play your best legs. If the coach thinks Oshuala is one of his best legs, he plays her. You know, I disagree with your comments, Dr. Don Martin. I don't think the Super Falcons have grown considerably weak over time. I think that the rest of African football is catching up and we are not improving at the same rate. We are not weak. We have not become weak. Other teams have become stronger while they are investing, they are training, they are improving, and we are sitting at home thinking that we are Nigeria, so we are supposed to be the best. Oh, we've been the best for so many years. We haven't become weak. Yes, our league is not as strong, I agree, but we still have talent. We still have a lot of quality players. Zambia would sell their coach to have the players that we have. Morocco will sell their stadium to have the players that we have. South Africa would love to have the players that we have. There is no team in Africa that has quality in terms of individuals like Nigeria does. But other teams, they invest, they play matches often, they get good coaches, they work hard, they are trying to get to our level. We are just sitting there thinking we're on top, so we are fine. And other people have caught up. Other people have caught up. We haven't become weak. Other people have caught up. We're not suddenly weak. Let's give credit to our players. We have good players. Good players. We've competed with the best in the world. We held England to a penalty shootout at the World Cup. We only lost by 1 goal to the best country in the world. Spain, the same Spain that just beat England like babies a couple days ago. Oh no, it's France that beat England. Spain beat who? I can't remember who Spain played. Was it Portugal or somebody? We lost 1-0 against Olympic finalist Brazil. We drew against Canada at the World Cup. We haven't become weak. We are strong, probably even stronger than we've been before. Other teams have just caught up because women's football is growing and we are sitting on our laurels. But yes, let me bring on my first caller to share their thoughts on the game. Welcome, Titilokwe.
Yeah, welcome. Hello. It's a very exciting evening.
Yes, 3-0 victory for the Super Falcons against Tunisia. What did you think of the game today?
Well, Tunisia really isn't a very strong contender for us. So I knew that we're certainly going to win. I expected more conversion. We're shooting a lot. But for me, I don't think that we were converting the shoot. Yeah. And at
Mm.
some point, it seems like some of our players were quite selfish. There were times when they could have just passed the ball and all that. At some point, we seem to be overtly confident. We seem to be overtly confident, and up till now, I really could not understand the logic behind the
At
massive
halftime.
substitution by the coach. Yeah, at halftime. But overall, it's beautiful to actually see the strength of the team, not just in individuals or strong persons whose names we've seen and heard over time. It's beautiful to see the strength of the team coming not necessarily wholly across all the players, but it's actually beautiful to see that without an Oshuala, we can actually make a lot of sense. Of course, I expected so much more from Ajibade, but all in all, she was a good leader. Was a good leader. So ultimately, I'm just excited that we made a lot of sense. Although I'm scared of Zambia and Morocco, I'm super scared of them. I know that our Group B, isn't a problem. But I emphasize that we might probably meet with them at the semi-finals or something. But I'm confident that this Mission X is going to be a huge success. Thank you.
Mm. Thank you very much. Before you go, who was your player of the match?
Okay, so I have a bias with Plumter, yeah, but I
Mm.
feel that if that goal got in, yeah, I think she would really, really be the player of the match because beyond the goal, she was everywhere and She really, really gave her all for the team. At some point, it's like it seems like Nigerians have started feeding this girl with apple because her stamina and what have you, beautiful. But to be technical, I'm gonna give Risola. But
Mm.
my bias is with Plumte. I really wish that she scored, but Risola or Plumte.
All right. Thank you very much, Titi Lokwe. Nice to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all that you do for our football. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, that was Titi Lokwe, man of the player of the match, no man, woman of the match. She gives it to Ashley Plumter. She said she felt like sometimes we were shooting it, sometimes the players got a bit selfish, and she's scared potentially of Zambia or South Africa. Or no, she said Morocco. For me, I say this: I'm not scared of anybody. It's like, when you are growing up, let's say your younger brother is like maybe 7 years old, and you are 10 or 11. You'll be beating your younger brother. If you get into a fight, you beat him. You know that there's no issue. When you become teenagers, you'll still be beating him. But by the time maybe you are 18, or no, maybe you're like your brother is 18 and you are now maybe 20, 21, 22, it becomes a tougher fight. You know that, okay, you're not just going to deck him the way you were decking him before. If he's now 24 and 28, your younger brother self might even already have your level of strength. But at the end of the day, if something happens, you always find a way to show that person that now you still be big bro. So I feel like that's the way it is with these Morocco and these Zambia countries. They have stepped up, they have gained strength. But at the end of the day, Nigeria is still Nigeria. Even the Morocco that we lost to at the last WAFCON in the semi-finals, we got two red cards and we still took them to penalties, playing against 9 men for almost 60 minutes. Yes, they might have taken steps up since 2022, but there is no reason to be scared of our younger sisters. They have quality, but we have quality as well. Football, anything can happen. Al Hilal beats Man City. Anybody, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina at the World Cup. Anything can happen. But I don't see any reason to go in scared. We go in confident and we hope that our girls can deliver on the day. Ike, welcome, sir. Hello, Mr. Ike. I cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. If you have earphones in or something, please take off your earphones. That could be affecting it. Or try to leave and come back. But we cannot hear you. Let me quickly take some comments. Somebody says scared of Zambia care. Someone said let them chill. Now we know that Babajide is a baller. If you watch my content, because a lot of you guys don't watch the videos that I post. If you watch the video that I posted talking about the squad, I mentioned it. I said our dark horse going into this tournament is Wisela Babajide. If you watch women's football, if you've been following club football and even her few appearances in the national team, you know that Babajide is a baller. She just needs the opportunity to shine. And I'm happy that she took it today. She's a baller. She's going to be a very, very good player for Nigeria for a number of years. Let me see. Somebody said, how can your league improve when the exchange rate is horrible? Okay, I'm not getting into economics conversation. We're talking football right now. Um, let me see. Nigeria has a chance to win if the coach chooses well and makes good decisions with the girls. The current Super Falcons and the current Moroccan teams are not the same from 2022. Yeah. Zambia cannot win Nigeria if the coach knows what he's doing. If they can mark out Bababanda and be more clinical, we will win them because Zambia's defense and keeper is not too good. You know the thing with Bababanda? Bababanda is quite unstoppable. I'm not even going to lie to you. I watch Banda a lot at club level. Forget Zambia now. I watch her at club level, playing against high level defenders in the USA. Banda is quite unstoppable. Maybe you can put Ainde to mark her in the game. You put somebody on her and try and hope for the best. But Banda is one of those beasts of a player that on any given day she will score. She has everything. She can run, she can shoot, she can dribble, she can finish from close range. But there's no reason to be scared of Zambia as a whole. If Zambia score two, we'll score three. If they score three, we'll score four. If they score four, we'll score five. In fact, I'm looking forward to playing Zambia because I think it will be a very interesting match. And we have good defenders as well. And we have a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic world class goalkeeper. Lest we forget. We have a world class goalkeeper. It's going to be, I'm sure they'll be up for the test and up for the challenge. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've only played one match in the tournament. One match. We've won that one match against Tunisia 3-0 while sitting top of our group. Botswana and Algeria are playing again to see who's going to be second or third in the group. Their game will start in about 20 minutes. So make sure you watch that so that we can scope and scout our next opponents. We'll face Botswana in our second match on the 10th of July. 10th of July at 8 p.m. Nigerian time, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Time. I think that's also what 3 a.m. in China. But on the 10th of July, we'll be facing Botswana. Another game that I think is going to be fairly comfortable for us. Another game that I think we're going to control for most of the game. We'll probably give Botswana like 3 or 4. But I think that it's important for the coach to use these matches to really get his team together, get his game plan into their heads, find his best players so that when we face the more difficult teams in the knockout rounds, we are very ready. I think that this group stage is kind of like our warm up in the tournament. In my tournament preview, if you watch my tournament preview, I said it that we'll win 3 out of 3 in the group stage because we don't have difficult opponents. But these group stage matches should be for us to get ready for the more difficult matches that will come in the knockouts. Again, I thought they were good today. Some things that could have been better, but I can't criticize the coach. I can't criticize the players. 3 goals, clean sheets, 3 points. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves and start projecting what another coach might do when we face them. When we get to that stage and we're facing Zambia, then we'll really talk about Zambia. Or when we're facing Morocco, we'll really talk about Morocco. But yeah, it seems like I'm not getting any more calls tonight. So I'm going to have to call it. Congrats to the players. My player of the match, Ashley Plumter. Second best player for today, Babajide. I would have probably given Babajide player of the match if she played the full 90, but she only played 45. So for me, I have to rate a player that was impressive over 90 minutes over a player that was impressive for 45. I know she scored and assisted. I tipped Babajide to be my dark horse player before the tournament started. So I'm happy with how she has gone. I hope that the coach would use Ajibade differently in the future. I want Ajibade to be more involved in our attack rather than just controlling the midfield. Echegini can control the midfield. I want Ajibade to be more involved in the attack. Let her play from the flanks. Let's see the best of her. Against a team like Tunisia, it wouldn't matter too much because we're way better than they are. But against tougher opposition going forward, we want Ajibade, we want our best player to be playing at her best. Holiday for Chiamaka today, but hopefully in the next match we can see a little bit more from her. If she gets an opportunity to do something in the game. Um, Interesting substitutions. I was quite surprised that the coach brought on Ijamilusi before he brought on Echegini. I don't know if the coach doesn't like Joe, or maybe he's just very high on Ijamilusi, or maybe he just thinks that Echegini will play more over the course of the tournament. So he wanted Ijamilusi to just enjoy minutes in this match. I don't know, but for me, if I'm looking on my bench, I would almost always bring Echegini on first. Echegini is a quality player. Bringing her on the 92nd minute, when the game is already over, what's she really going to do? I hope we'll see more of her in this tournament. But yeah, overall, you cannot criticize the coach. He won the game 3-0. Okay, I have a caller waiting. Welcome, Dinonso.
Hello, my brother.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Happy 3-0 victory. What did you think of
Yeah,
it?
we need 3-0 victory, exactly. I think it was an overall good game. It's just the first game of the tournament. Uh, I wouldn't be much critical of how they approached the game. The only questionable thing is the decision making of the coach.
Mm,
Okay, every player that played this game showed that they mean business when it comes to the substitutions and the starting. I wholeheartedly, even as the commentator stated, Ihezu and Okoronkwo is a problem for every team. It's more like they are more like a tandem playing together.
mm,
That combination, I wholeheartedly think, should be our starting forward. Ihezu and they're unpredictable. They're very physical. They're very mobile. I think those two will cause a lot of problem. Assisat will do us a lot of good coming in from the bench, not as a starter, because coming in from the bench, he will have an advantage having watched the game for some time. And when it comes to tiredness and energy level, him coming in as a substitute will be a huge advantage to Nigeria. Um, I agree with you. Ashley Plumter, by a long stretch, is the player of the game. That left side was almost impenetrable. Not only that, most of our attack was coming from that left wing. Rinsola did not disappoint by a bit. He showed exactly the quality that he has shown that has made many of us, clamoring for him to be part of the Super Falcons. I think Rinsola was fantastic from that left. And when it comes to playing Ajibade as a 10, she is never a 10. Ajibade is never a 10. You're better off putting her where she's very comfortable playing from the right and playing Tony Penn from the middle. And putting Tony Penn from the middle will very much limit the possessions of the opponents even more, and will also help us going forward in attacking mode. I must say that the substitution of Deborah was the right decision. Absolutely. Was the right decision. I did not see her being able to finish this game if she had continued.
yeah.
And the Tunisians were smart enough to be putting pressure on her after she was on that yellow card. So the coach pulling her out was a good decision. But I would say that I expected a lot from Uchibe. And I must say that what is going on? And what is going on was what I kept asking about Uchibe. After watching this game today, I have absolute conviction that the starting midfielder should be Ayinde and Abiodun. You can play Tony Penn up front, in front of them, but preferably for me, I will start Echegini ahead.
Mm,
Play Babajide from the right. I think this start is a very positive start overall. And I I continue to agree with you on Alozie. She is a makeshift fullback, and she finds a way to make it work. That is what Alozie is doing. She likes to go forward, and sometimes she can, you know, give up the ball in a very, delicate situations. We got lucky with that penalty that there was a push behind her to make her fall, but she had the possession to have shielded that ball. I don't know how she ended up on the floor. I think she was losing her footing,
Mm,
and the Tunisian girl helped her by pushing. If not, that would have been a clear path, and eventually would have been a penalty.
mm,
Our central defense were solid. Chiamaka was also solid, and the kid in a candy store, as I call her, Esther Koronkwo, she was playing freely. Did you see that Zidane move on the
the
right?
pirouettes. Mm,
That is one thing you cannot predict about that girl. She can turn a game in a swift of an eye blink. And that is the type of player you want starting your team, start being in that starting lineup because physicality, she will match any team in this AFCON. So I look forward to what's to come, and hopefully the coach will start checking it. She shouldn't be coming in from the bench. She
mm,
is the source of the creativity in our Falcon team, and you can notice that there was not much penetration from the middle when most of the game was played. It was our flanks that were the sources of the creativity. We need a creative central midfield that will open up the game for us.
mm. All right, thank you very much. So shared a lot of thoughts. I agree with a lot of the things that you're saying. It's going to be interesting to see. Even when I did my tournament preview or my squad breakdown, I was talking about I want to see how the coach would use Tony Payne and Echegini in that midfield, but he just went completely different from what I was talking about, and he used Ajibade there instead. I didn't like it, but sometimes I understand that okay, maybe they think Ajibade is comfortable in possession, she's calm, so they want her to control the midfield. But for me, you just don't see her best quality when she's playing.
Mm-mm.
She's not running at people, she's not putting that many. And even the few moments that she had today were when she drifted wide and she was able to put
Yes,
balls into the box. So I think
that's true.
against Tunisia, it doesn't matter that much. But in a match where we're not creating, like today, we created maybe 8 chances. In a match where you don't create as many chances, you want your best player to be playing in her best position. So it's going to be interesting to see. But before I let you go, let me ask you, what did you think of the mass substitution at halftime? Why do you think the coach took off Oshuala? And I understand Abiodun with the delicate, she could have easily got sent off in that first half even. So I
Mhm.
understand that one. But Oshuala and Babajide going off at halftime, why do you think the coach would have done that?
Um, the only thing I would say is what your thought is. Wardrum did say this hint at what just happened, that these girls are motivated to do their best, that the coaching is most likely going to be the stumbling block of this Falcon team.
Mm,
Babajide is getting into the peak of the game after scoring the second goal, and you pulled her out of the team. Does that make sense to you?
mm,
The source of creativity in the team was just yanked out after scoring a goal in the first half. And there was no reason to really pull um, Oshoala if there wasn't an injury. At least allowed her to play at least 10 to 15 minutes before bringing in the other players. The only justifiable substitution in the game was Abiodun.
mm.
That was the only justifiable substitution. I was shocked to watching the game. I'm like, where is Rinsola? Where is Rinsola? I'm like, did this just happen?
Mm.
Yeah, it happened. But it's going to be interesting having Rain Solar, Okoronkwo, Ihezuo, Ajibade,
Mm.
and attacking. It's going to be interesting. I'm glad they won 3-0 with a clean sheet. It's the starting of the tournament. Uh, this group stage is more like a dress rehearsal. You know it. You said it. I agree with you 100%. It's going to be a 9 points. We play the strongest team in the. I wouldn't really say they are the strongest team in this among our three group opponents. I'm thinking Botswana might be a sneaky team among our group stage opponents because they were in the last AFCON. Okay. There's a
We
reason why
played them in the last AFCON. We beat them 2-0.
2-0, imagine just 2-0,
Mm.
and they're back again. Do you think they have improved? We don't know that.
Mm.
We don't know that. A team that you don't fully know, don't take chances ever on them.
Mm.
We'll see what they play. I believe their game just started. We'll see.
Yeah.
I believe they will beat Algeria. I wouldn't be surprised they beat Algeria by 3-1 or something like that. But they will beat Algeria. So these group stages in games for us is an opportunity, like I said, dress rehearsal to prepare us for the knockout stage. Because I have to say that our knockout stages will be a very stiff opposition all the way to the finals. It's either we're playing Morocco or we're playing Zambia. And when it comes to Zambia, I do not think it would be a good idea to start Ochoala because one, their their central defenders are very mobile, very aggressive,
Mm.
and you need players that can match that physicality. Ochoala can come in the second half to finish up the game, and we need to play against their weakness. Their defense is very rash. They will get red cards and penalties. That is our strength there. And when it comes to the other side, because when you're planning against your opponent, you have to also plan against their strength. We know they have three strengths, and one is very problematic. Barbara Banda. The way to stop Barbara Banda is not letting her make her moves on our central defenders. This is where Deborah Abiodun and Ayinde will be very crucial. And I'm hoping that Chris Uchibe will step up her game because today wasn't she was a shadow of herself.
Mm.
Kundunaji will be ready. Banda will be ready. They have the attack. We need to shut that attack down from our midfield.
Mm.
The formation we played today is not the formation we will play against Zambia. You know it.
Yeah.
We're not going to play a two sitting midfielders against Zambia. It's going to be a 4-3-3 against Zambia. Against if it happens to be Morocco, we'll be okay with playing a 4-4-2
Mm. Mm.
or 4-2-3-1.
Mm. All right. Thank you very much. So I have to let you go now. Because
My
I
brother.
want to go and watch the Botswana game.
Botswana
Yeah.
game as well. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, my brother.
Thank you very much for your thoughts. Always nice to hear from you.
You too, you too. You take care, my
All
brother.
right. And thank you to everyone that has been watching. Thank you to everyone that has liked this video. Thank you to everyone that is a new subscriber. We'll be doing this every match day until we win the WAFCON. I didn't get my words wrong. Every match day until we win the AFCON. We'll be doing this live watch along, post match conversation, and hopefully we are here to cheer our Super Falcons all the way until the end. Thank you very much. My name is AyoT. This is EaglesTracker, the home of Nigerian football. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so that you catch the next video as we preview the second game for us in this WAFCON 2024. Bye bye, guys. Enjoy your evening and watch Botswana versus Algeria.